Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're looking into the really fascinating story of the Meridian Compass Company. It's quite tragic, actually.
It is. It's not your typical bankruptcy story about mismanagement. Not exactly.
No, it's more subtle. It's about how decades of success, like 50 years worth, can build this kind of echo chamber, insulated.
Right. And that insulation, that success, ultimately led to their collapse. Meridian wasn't just making tools. They were crafting these beautiful heirloom quality compasses.
Synonymous with quality for, yeah, half the century.
Exactly. And you have Arthur Penwright, head of engineering. Understandably proud, very secure.
Because the money kept flowing in.
Constantly. That steady success meant his projects, perfecting things like jeweled bearings, fancy luminous dials, they always got funded. It was a self-reinforcing cycle.
Okay, but hold on. Isn't reinvesting profits back into product improvement, isn't that just good business sense? Where did it go wrong?
Well, it went wrong because the reinvestment was purely internal. They were perfecting the object, not thinking about the job the object did for the customer. There was no real external pressure, or they ignored it.
Because the sales numbers looked good, the margins.
Precisely. Their metrics were all about internal perfection, product refinement. The first sort of tremor from the outside world came from Elena.
Ah, Elena, from the brand new Market Insights department. Sounds like a classic setup.
It really does. She put together this report, and it wasn't about a rival compass maker with a slightly better needle.
No, what was it then?
It was about these small, cheap GPS devices, little plastic things.
Okay, now that's the pivot point, isn't it? Elena's insight.
Absolutely critical. She basically said, and this is key, people aren't buying a compass.
They're buying certainty. Yeah, I remember reading that. They're buying the feeling of not being lost.
Exactly. And GPS, even in its early, clunky form, offered that certainty. Digitally, instantly, in a totally different way.
So how did the old guard react? Penwright.
Oh, immediate rejection.
Yeah.
Visceral, almost. He called the GPS a toy.
A toy.
Yeah, dependent on invisible signals and fragile batteries, compared to his robust, timeless Meridian that works in a blizzard in a canyon 100 years from now.
He appealed to the craftsmanship, the tradition, the physical object itself.
He did. And the board. They heard the echo of 50 years of success, of his success with that physical object. They sided with Arthur.
And Elena, the dissenting voice.
Muffled. Her budget got slashed. Cut in half, actually.
Ouch! And the money went.
Straight back to Arthur's department. For, wait for it, a new self-illuminating dial.
Oh, perfecting the compass even further while the ground shifted beneath them, the echo chamber walls got thicker.
Yep. And the next few years were this slow decline. A gathering twilight, you could say. Meridian compasses slowly became niche.
For purists, right? Collectors, maybe.
Exactly. Sales dipped, but maybe not catastrophically at first. The margins were still good on those high-end models.
But meanwhile, that GPS toy
Wasn't standing still. It got better, cheaper. It ended up in cars, then backpacks, then literally every smartphone.
it became ubiquitous, standard, often free. It didn't just compete with the compass. It absorbed its core function for most people.
Right. The certainty market was eaten by tech. And Meridian's final move.
Ah, the Meridian Centurion. I read about that. Sounds like it was an engineering marvel.
It was. The press release called it the most exquisite compass ever made. A masterpiece. Cost a fortune to develop and produce.
And nobody bought it.
Well, practically nobody. It was the perfect answer to a question almost no one was asking anymore.
So the final realization, Penwright finding Elena's old report.
Yeah, years later, apparently,
Uh-huh.
walking through the nearly empty factory. And the quote from the internal notes is just devastating.
What was it?
He realized they'd built a beautiful, ornate, and perfectly soundproof room, and in their pride had locked the door from the inside, listening only to the echo of their own success.
Wow. Lock themselves in with their own perfection.
That's the core lesson, isn't it, for you listening? The tragedy wasn't just that the world changed around Meridian.
It was that they obsessed over perfecting their product, the what, instead of understanding the customer's need, the why. That need was certainty.
They lost the mission while polishing the mechanism.
So the final thought we want to leave you with is this. Take a hard look at your own success, your own business, your own projects.
Ask yourself honestly, how much of that success is happening inside a soundproof room? Are you listening only to the echoes of past wins?
And crucially, what potential disruptive force out there, what new thing are you maybe dismissing right now as just a toy because it doesn't look like your current world?
Yeah. Are you focused on the need or just perfecting the familiar? Something to think about.